Okay, now start. Okay, so now I want to ask you first question. In your site, you are seeing the COMCHECK web application. Is that right? You can type in the chat box, so I know your response. During this exercise, I will also ask you questions from time to time. Okay? Thank you, Natalia. Okay, now I start my new project, right? So my new project is Ontario, located on Ontario. Is that right? So your Arch 121 project is in Markham, Ontario. That's why I'm using the Ontario code. If you are your project located in the state, and then you need to check here to see which appropriate building code you should use. Okay, so right now I come here because my project is in Ontario. Okay, so I'm going to use Ontario building code. Now the unit converter here, you can download this one attached to this web application, and then when you input the area, you can input square meter directly. But I don't want to install that, but this is the way you should go if you want to install it. Now, city of Markham. Now this area, you need to fill this part first. New construction, then other. So your heating energy type is not electric, it's other. Now, add the project detail. So this one, that's your project address. Okay, city, Markham, then the province, Ontario, the same here. Okay, now postal code, you can get this one from your map, Google Map actually. If you don't remember the if you don't remember the postal code is this one, so you can come here and copy and paste to your COMCHECK. Okay, so you should have this one ready, and then the permit number, of course, you don't have, right? So I just input something, permit date 1, 2, 3, fine, right? So you update the project details. Now here you see this information will show on your report. Okay, now the major part. I'm going to start this part. So first of all, I need to do some analysis of my design. So this is very important. So I upload this into your core shell. Now first of all, try to understand my design. So in your end, you need to understand your design. Now I want to simplify my design. Now I have some projection here, there, I just make it straight. So this is my simplified floor plan and simplified elevation. So I use the format like Autodesk, the AutoCAD UCS format, where I have the floor plan at the center and I have 4 elevations aligned to it, horizontally and vertically. Now, how to read this type of a drawing? This is my floor plan. Blue color indicates warehouse. Yellow color indicates the front of the house. Okay, so office part. Now, this part, this one is my project north, and this one is my project north elevation. Now, this line, this wall align. This is my north side elevation. North side elevation. The height of my back of the house 40 feet. Front of the house height is 30 feet. One is 40, one is 30, right? So this is my north elevation. This is my south elevation. Now here is the west, and this is the east. The color theme I use in here, I just want to tell you how it looks actually, and because you see, especially it's a little bit complicated when you see the building from the east side, right? So the yellow indicates that's this part of the elevation, and then the blue here, it's around here, and also on top of this part, right? So understanding how your elevation look at east side is very important. West side is a little bit simple because on here you can only see the exterior wall on your back of the house, right? So now we understand the relationship between the elevations and the floor plan. Now check the dashed line. The red dashed line here indicates my window. So I have this window on north side, I have this window on south side on my back of the house, and then on west side of my back of the house I don't have any window. Now here also look at the north side of my office part. I have two windows, one is on second floor, one is on first floor. So that's the rough indication of my window on north side. So south side I have two as well, and then east side I have two, one for each floor. So that's the rough illustration. Just remember that now. This is my window, right? Now look at my west side. Apparently I don't have any window. Why I have this dashed line here? This dashed line indicates the front of the house part is the boundary or the shape of the front of the house, but you cannot see it from this side of the elevation, correct? So that's why I use dashed line just to show you, indicate there's something there, but you cannot see. However, on the east side, I can see the yellow part indicate my front of the house clearly. The blue part indicates my back of the house, partial, you can see. Now, exterior wall for this part. The blue color here indicate the wall right here, partial on top of here, and also this part. Now, think. At my front of the house, I have a north, south, east wall. Do I have west wall for my front of the house? Anyone can answer me this question? I see someone said yes, someone said, well, no, yeah, okay, I mixed up with Natalia's question. Yeah, no, right? So this concept is extremely important. Front of the house, west side, you don't have exterior wall. We are talking about exterior wall, we are talking about assembly, right? So even though in practice you have a wall in between to separate the front of the house and the back of the house, but you don't have exterior wall between these. However, on top of this roof, now this part, from this line to this line, this part, you do have exterior wall, but that belongs to back of the house. So now my question, another question. On the east side of your back of the house, do you have an exterior wall? On my back of the house, east side, do I have exterior wall? Someone can answer me? Yes. This color, the blue color, that's the exterior wall on my back of the house. Yeah, you can say partial exterior wall, but that belongs to my back of the house. So this concept is extremely important. Okay, now we go back to the COMCHECK. So make sure you understand this concept. Now I'm here. Okay, now first of all I need to choose the area type. Now my back of the house, because you have two type of area, right? One is a warehouse, or in your case maybe storage or car dealership, right? And then another one is office at the front, right? So I first of all find the back of the house. Let me see, warehouse, non-residential, good. So the area description, you can add some fancy thing, fancy description, or just keep it just empty like that. Now area. I need to go back to my floor plan like that, and then now I need to input the area, the blue area in this case. Okay, so that's 200 by 100, so I have 20,000 square feet. I'm using imperial. In your case, you should use square meters, right? And then because you have square meters, you can convert it to feet and square feet, and then input the number in here. Okay, so for illustration purpose, I just use square feet, and then my design is I use feet. That's it. Now I add building area, add another one. So my another one, office, the yellow part, area 60 by 80, so that's 4,800 square feet, correct? So do I have more? I don't think so, right? Yes, this is right now is recording. Now, okay, after I kind of okay, and Neil said, how about if we have 2 floors? Yes, you have 2 floors, but right now we are talking about building area. Okay, so my building area is 1 here, 1 here. Now, okay, I think probably something make you confused. It's about this elevations here. Now, in my elevation, did I ever talk about first floor, second floor, that kind of thing? No, the elevation is entirely this part, the yellow part. So that includes first floor and second floor. Okay? So, and also, why we need this area here is because we want to talk about the roof area, how much is that, and then the floor, the slab area. So the floor is not this floor between your first floor and second floor. The floor slab in here, in this case, the slab is this one. Okay, so your roof is one is this roof, and then another roof right here. So elevation is this whole piece. Then front of the house, elevation is this whole piece. Then I have 2 windows, one on second floor, one on the first floor. But my overall window area is 1 plus this one. Okay, so we need to see this as a whole picture. Now the floor slab is this part here, floor slab, and also floor slab here. We don't need to consider the floor assembly between your first floor and second floor because that's not assembly. Okay, Anil, the concept. Right now we are talking about assembly, correct? I understand you have 2 floors or 100 story. Fine. Yes, you can add this window area together. Now, just like, have you checked the step-by-step guide I post on COMCHECK? Now, the window area I showed there is I add 1 and 1 together when I input the window area for my north side wall in office area. So right now we are doing the energy calculation. Okay, it's not by floor. Just think, here is 100 story or 2 story or 3 story. Fine. We are talking about the assembly. Assembly is something wrap up your entirely whatever inside. Okay, so the roof here, also the wall assembly here, wrap up our building, right? And then the floor slab, the first floor, wrap up your building. That way, our building is energy enclosed. Okay. The window we need to have area for workshop, of course. Why not? Right now, I'm doing an illustration to explain to you how you do the calculation for COMCHECK. Everyone's situation is different. I also have a window at my back of the house. Okay? Any more questions? I can see from the email you sent me, the question you ask. That's why I try to emphasize many times. Understanding the concept is very important, and understand your own design, the math, also is important. Okay? Now, my design is like that. I believe many of you have a design just like the one I have. Okay? Either the shape a little bit different and then the dimensions a little bit different, but it's similar to this. Okay? Now I move on. So right now you should have the mass in your mind. Okay, which part of my building is higher, which part of my building is lower. Now when we set slab, the other thing, when we set slab, we always talk about the floor slab at first floor. It's not the floor assembly. Floor assembly is something to separate your, for instance, first floor to second floor to third floor. That we call floor assembly, and in that case we don't need any insulation between the floor assembly, correct? However, we need insulation on our roof assembly, on our slab assembly, on our wall assembly. Why is that? We want to make our building energy efficient. That's why we need insulation. Okay, so are you guys a little bit clear about the concept now? Now I move on. So there's some problem in your, I'm going to show you again, because in my previous class, I try to reuse my data and input all those data and run the COMCHECK. And it was passed. It was passed, okay? Now, here, I will do this one more time. Okay, there's another student's typing question. Tang, I'm going to show you again, okay? I'm going to show everyone again how to do that. The area will stay the same even if I add a story. What area? The exterior area? The wall area? Yes, right. So just assume now, for instance, here, I have 4 stories, for instance, inside. Of course, the story height is ridiculous, right? Because overall my building height is only 40, but just give you an idea. So regardless how many floors inside, because right now we are talking about assembly. Remember what we discussed in the class? Assembly is like your clothes, your hat, your winter boots to keep you warm. Okay? Now so shall I continue with the COMCHECK then? More questions? Okay, so if we don't have more questions, then I continue. Okay? Now, since I have warehouse part, my office part, and then I input the area respectively, so check the number, and then, okay, fine. So, now I go to envelope. As I told you previously, don't do the interior lighting, exterior lighting, and mechanical part, because we haven't covered that part yet in our course, right? So I only want you to study or try the envelope part. So I click on the envelope. Right now I don't need to add any building area, no more, okay? So I go to envelope. Now in here, the envelope. Now read the rows. You can edit. There's some function. You can duplicate. You can move up and down. So this one is a very good function. Yeah, especially once you add the window. So this one actually helps you to move the window to its associated wall, right? Or you can delete the entire row. Okay. Now, right now I want to add something. So look at here what you can add. Roof Skylight, if you have, right, exterior wall, interior wall, so we don't do interior wall because we want to do a simplified version of COMCHECK, right? And window, we can add later, door, we can add later, basement, we don't have, right? So floor, in this case, also includes slab and the floor, okay? So, but most of these one, when they say floor, which means it's a slab, the floor slab, or you can say, now, I want to add the roof first, because, now let's go back to here. See, I want to start from the roof, from the top, and then to the next level is my wall, and then to the bottom part will be my floor slab here. That's how I think. So in that case, I will not miss anything. Now, I add roof, okay? So I click on roof. So the roof, previously we discussed in class, is insulation entirely above back. So I choose this one. I create the roof. Now, before we finish that part, in my slide post on COMCHECK, I also do a rough calculation in here. Now, the north exterior wall, I list back of the house, how much, that's without the window. And with the window, the wall area is like the entire wall area minus the wall window area. Then this is the wall area with the window, okay? It's like, because I do two illustrations in this slide. Now, front of the house, again, the entirely front of the house north side wall is 1800 without window. With the window there, because I have 2 floor window, the total area, window area is 700. So the exterior wall window on front of the house will be 1100. So basically, I use 1800 minus 700 and then equal to 1100. Okay. Now, the south side exterior wall is like the north side, so I did not repeat. Now, the east side, I already explained it to you here, especially I highlight in green color. Back of the house, the wall on east side is this part, right? So I just asked you to do a quick calculation. So you should use the entire blue area and minus the yellow area and equal to this shape, right? So that's why in here it's a 1600. Okay, so there's no west exterior wall for front of the house. So remember the concept, right? Also, east wall